to another Fiddlehead fiddle lesson. Today I'm going to show you a tune, Irish tune called Southwind. It's a waltz. I'm going to play it through once and then we'll learn it step by step, phrase by phrase, and in some points even note by note. Okay, here's the whole tune for you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Isn't that nice? Well, we'll start learning it, and then maybe someday we can learn to add other things to it like embellishments and double stops. Today we're going to learn a very simple version, and before we even start the tune, let's play the scale that you'll need for this song, which is F major. Okay, so in case you haven't learned it, we'll just go over it briefly. Starts low 2 on D to 3 on D to open A to low 1 on A to low 2 on A to 3 on A to open E to low 1 on E. Here's it played two bows. If you practice that scale thoroughly, learning this tune will be a lot easier. Okay, so let's get going. First phrase starts with the pickup, low 1 on the A. And that A is the downbeat, or the 1. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Alright, and I'm just going to add a little bit to that. Here's that again. Going to 3, low 2 on D. Followed by, starting on open A going up, it's A, low 1, low 2. By the way, all left-hand fingerings are written out in the comment field below. So anyway, this second phrase is so the first thing was, then do it again, 1, 2, and again. Okay, let's move on. If you don't quite have that, just rewind a little bit and make sure you get it. Next phrase, starting 3rd on D string. There's that again. Just one note. Well, several notes, but one pitch, just the 3rd finger on D. Okay, so let's add that to what came before. Here it is again. What I really like to do with my students is cycle things, because if you play things in like loop, repetitive loop, after a while it'll just sort of happen naturally. It'll be more like playing versus thinking about what you have to do. So let's loop what we have so far. I'm just going to do it maybe like 4 times. And just try to jump in when you hear it, and then rewind as necessary. 1, 2, 3. And repeat. repeat. And again. Once more. Good. Now if you get that, the second half is similar, so it's going to be a lot easier. So it's really worth your while. Can't stress it enough to just loop things, cycle things, because it'll become like music after a while. You know, if you always try to play the whole thing, you may not get to the point where it's like music. Alright, so here's the second half of the A part to Southwind. Starts the same with this. But now we're going to go down. We're going to go. So that's D to 3 on G and then back to open D. So here's the beginning of the third quarter. That's the whole third quarter. Once again, here it is. Fourth quarter is low 2 on the D, and it's this. Not too hard, right? Just holding on that but playing the rhythm we've been doing. Here it is one more time. So here's the whole second half to Southwind. Here it is again. Alright, so I'm now going to play the entire A part twice, slowly, and if there's anything in there that you don't get, just rewind and relearn it. Alright, here we go. I'll count in 3 plus an extra 2 beats. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Repeat. So, worth your while to learn that well before we start the B part. One reason why in this tune that applies is in the B part borrows stuff from the A part. So the better you know the A part, the easier it will be to get this next B part. Alright, so here we go. Let's just jump into the B part. It's also going to start with the pickup on the third beat, like 1, 2, da da. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start low 2 on A string, like this. Going to low 1 on E. It's just 2 notes. But I think if you're new to the low first finger, this is worth playing a lot. You could even create a little tiny exercise out of this by doing like low 2 to low 1 on E. Cycling that. Maybe 2 bows. Sometimes 2 bows is magically easier. Do it a little faster, just single bows. Use rhythms. Okay, let's go back to the tune. So it starts with the pickup. I'm going to add to that now. Here it is again. So, once more. Followed by low 2 on A. So, this is the first quarter. Listen to the whole first quarter. Here it is again. 1, 2. Good. Now, the second quarter is the same as the first quarter of the A part. It's kind of odd, but it sounds really natural and nice in this tune. So here's the second quarter of the B part. Sound familiar? Here it is again. Before that, first quarter of the B part was this. And then I'm going to do all that again, counting in 2 beats and then jumping in. 1, 2. Okay, very good. So, make sure you got that. Go rewind until you got it. And now we're going to do the second half. And the third quarter is the same as the first quarter of the B part. It's this. Alright. Then the fourth quarter is kind of a variation on the second. Here's the fourth quarter. Play the whole thing. And that's actually the hardest part of the tune, I think. And here's why. So let's start it. It starts low 1 on A, going to 3, low 2 on D, open A. Here's the hard part coming up. We're going to go 3 on D, low 1 on A, regular 1 on D, and that's the hard part because your 1 is going to get confused, and then we're going to end on low 2. Here's that particular hard thing. That's something you could just practice for an hour, assuming you're new to the first low first. Kind of cycle it. Alright, so let's put it in context. The beginning of the fourth quarter is this, followed by this. I'm now going to play the whole fourth quarter. Again, cycling. Again, slightly slower. I'm now going to play the second half, so we'll go right to the ending. Second half of the B part to Southwind, and then we'll play the entire B part. So here's the second half. And now I'll play the entire B part. Here we go, count you in. 1, 2. close by just very slowly playing the whole thing. Thanks for watching, and hope you had a good time, and hope you have a good time playing it in the future. Alright, here it goes. 1, 2.